Imagine yourself in a situation where everything seems to be slipping out of your control. Maybe you're stuck in traffic, late for an important appointment, while the clock ticks relentlessly. Or maybe you're facing an urgent decision at work, with expectant eyes all around you, waiting for an answer that seems to be slipping away from your mind at that moment. Your heart starts racing, your hands get cold, and your breathing, once calm, becomes heavy and labored. Maybe it's more familiar than you'd like. That feeling of being on the edge of an emotional precipice, where racing thoughts give you no respite, and anxiety envelops you like a thick fog, difficult to dispel. Now, I ask you, have you ever felt this way? Have you ever found yourself struggling to stay calm, to control the whirlwind of emotions that threaten to overflow? Take a deep breath with me now and get ready, because together, we're going to discover how to transform this internal chaos into a state of control and clarity. Anxiety in moments like these is more than an uncomfortable feeling. It's the body's reaction to what it perceives as a threat, even if it's just traffic, a tight deadline, or a delicate conversation. Your heart races, your muscles tense, and your thoughts fragment into what-if scenarios, as if trying to predict the worst. It's a response that's as primitive as it is effective, designed for situations of real danger, but which, in the pressures of everyday life, becomes a difficult weight to bear. This weight can affect not only what you feel, but also what you do. When anxiety emerges as an uncontrollable impulse, it starts to make decisions for you. And in the process, it steals moments of peace, drains energy, and weakens your focus. What was once just a daily challenge becomes a gigantic obstacle, and worse. You feel like you're facing it alone, without knowing how to regain control. But there's a way to break this cycle and regain your center, a way to face this impulse with determination, like someone facing a familiar adversary. To start breaking this cycle, the first tool you need is breathing. It sounds simple, but try it. Inhale slowly and deeply, filling your chest with air, and then release slowly, as if you were relieving a weight. This very basic gesture sends a message to your body. It is safe. Everything is fine. Your heart rate slows down, your muscles relax a little, and in that instant, you begin to create space between yourself and your anxiety. Another powerful resource is grounding, a mindfulness method that brings your mind back to the present, away from racing thoughts. Try it right now. Observe 5 things around you. Feel what is around you. Notice textures, colors, sounds. If you can, touch something and focus on the sensation. Little by little, you will stop being trapped in the spiral of worries and start to anchor yourself in reality again. This simple exercise helps to ward off panic, as if bringing your mind back to solid ground. And when you feel your thoughts insisting on returning to chaos, ask yourself, are these assumptions really true? Question each one. Challenge what seems right. Anxiety often creates unrealistic scenarios that, under a critical eye, lose their power. Replace these anxious thoughts with others that truly reflect what you know to be true. In this way, little by little, you take control of your mind, and the storm begins to lose its intensity. One of these stories that illustrates the power of simple techniques in moments of crisis is that of Renata, a woman who found herself at the center of one of the worst nightmares of her life. She was in a meeting room full of executives, ready to listen to her presentation, and suddenly anxiety took over with a vengeance. Her palms began to sweat, her voice became choked, and her heart beat so hard that it seemed to echo in the room. But instead of giving in to panic, Renata remembered the techniques she had practiced. She took a deep breath, feeling the air fill her lungs. Little by little, she looked around, focusing on the colors of the room, the shine of the floor, the cold touch of the table under her fingers, all to bring herself back to the present and reduce that intense fear. She challenged every thought of failure that appeared, exchanging it for a concrete truth. She knew what she was talking about. She was prepared. Minute by minute, she felt calm returning, and with her control regained, she began to present with confidence, without anyone around her knowing the battle she had won at that moment. For Renata, that was a victory beyond the meeting. It was proof that, even in the midst of chaos, she could find her center and maintain control. Now, I ask you, how many times has anxiety robbed you of important moments, making it seem like the ground was crumbling beneath your feet? Imagine how different it would be if, in the next moment of crisis, you could remember Renata's story and, with a simple gesture of taking a deep breath, focusing on what is real, you could take the next step with determination. I want you to allow yourself to reflect on these moments, on the days when anxiety spoke louder than your own voice. And now, imagine a new scene in which you not only face these challenges, but overcome them. Feel this possibility gaining strength within you, like a flame that will not go out. The next time fear arises, remember that it is possible to regain control and transform panic into calm, uncertainty into clarity. It is time to transform each anxious situation into an opportunity for self-control, to trust in the techniques you have learned and discover the power that exists in a simple act of courage and presence.